So two main reasons why, besides many other reasons, why your parents, your teachers, your loved ones, any caring adults out there will advise you to be mindful of certain things in life. Love for you. And also, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back to a new video here on One Baba Salam. This video supplements and completes our previous video in which we had a chit chat and discussed about the fact that, subhanallah, it is a new year for many school-going children around the world. It is the beginning of academic year, and for many working adults around the world, it is the beginning of a working calendar or a business calendar. And we narrowed down the discussion to the fact that even though it was only 2 days of our children going back to school, some of them have come back and started to report symptoms of fever, flu, sore throat, and other sicknesses. We also agreed that, subhanallah, as easy as it is to catch a virus from our workplace or our school, it is also easy for us to pass it to others as well. But at the end of the day, when it comes to physical condition, medical condition, it can be felt. Since it can be felt, it can be easily dealt with. Treatment, and then expect cure and recovery accordingly. But on the other hand, as easy as it is for us to catch virus that can cause us sick, we also catch viruses and also pass on viruses, which affects, when we catch it, it affects our faith, our morality, our character, our mannerism. When we pass it on, it also affects others' faith, morality, mannerism, and what have you. In that video, we did mention something about today, people are not much interacting offline. People are not much into each other offline. They are more online. Therefore, we should be mindful of who we choose to follow. We should be mindful of who we choose to allow to influence our worldview and what have you. But something we did forget to pay attention to in the video is that our children who come back from school to report symptoms of fever, flu, sore throat, and what have you, as much as they are online, as much as they are virtually connected, they are also significantly physically offline connected because they go to school every day. Because they go to school every day. Yes, adults who go to work also have the same situation at the end of the day. But adults, we are responsible enough, supposedly. For children, this is where we as parents, we as adults, we are as educators, our role comes in. I'm making this video in the hope that it serves as a reminder and it serves as advice for my own children and for any school-going child out there whom I consider as my own children as well. I hope this video helps them to realize and not only to appreciate. Of course, no one wants to fall sick, but when we learn from falling sick, it becomes a blessing in disguise, as they say. As simple as and as easy as we catch flu, we catch sore throat, we catch the virus basically. For all you know, we have also passed it to many people more than the ones who have passed it to us. Have we thought of it that way? Yes, we catch viruses simply because someone has passed it to us. But are we aware that we might also have passed it to as many people more than the ones who might have passed it to us? At the end of the day, it is a situation that we cannot control. It is a situation that we cannot do much about. If it happens, we find treatment, we take MC, we take a rest, and then go back to the normal routine again. But what is very important is that as we catch this from school, that is the same way we catch it from our friends as far as our good conduct is concerned, or our bad conduct, as far as our morality is concerned, as far as our modesty is concerned, as far as our sense of respect is concerned, our worldview is concerned, and our faith is concerned. You being at school, you will definitely from time to time fall sick. You will definitely from time to time catch viruses. You will definitely from time to time pass on viruses to others as well. This is out of your control. It is out of our control. However, the ones you choose as your friends at school is something that under your control. The ones you choose as your besties is something that within your control. The ones you choose to be your close ones, your secret keepers, this is within your control. As parents, as your teachers, as educators, all we can do is to remind you that whoever you decide to choose as your friend will have influence on you. The better they are, the good influence they can influence in you. The worse they are, the bad influence they will impact on you. And likewise, how good you are will also determine how much you can influence those who easily receive influence rather than influencing others. All right. So it's very important, since you are in school now, to be very careful of your friends. Most of the adults out there you see who smoke, most of them adopted it from school. Many of them from as early age as primary 5, if not earlier. Yes. If you have ever heard of anyone who had gone into unlawful sex relation, most of them, or a significant number of them, adopted it from school. These are beside the fact that if you see someone or many who care less about their modesty, and modesty here is not about a woman putting on hijab. Modesty is about a man being mindful of how he presents himself and knowing that Allah is watching on him, and also a woman, how she dresses, knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching on her. So most of them, how they take care of their modesty, they adopted it or they learned it from school. Believe it or not. The ones you choose as your besties, as your friends, they influence how you interact with your teachers, how respectful you are towards your teachers, how disrespectful you are towards your teachers. The ones you choose as your besties, your friends, your close ones, they influence, they impact positively or negatively on how you behave towards your parents when you go back home. The ones you choose as your besties, they influence how you talk, you present yourself in the street. Yes. In fact, the ones you choose as your besties, they influence how you take your salat, your prayers, how serious you take your prayers. They influence how serious you take your Ramadan when Ramadan arrives. This is, if you compare this and compare that to catching flu and fever, which one is more serious? Which one is more dangerous? So when I ask these kind of questions to some students, sometimes they will say, oh, I think this one is more serious, my health. So we have to reinforce that no, your faith is more important. Your health is important, but your faith is more important. Why do parents, teachers, and adults care to advise us, we the school going children, we the youngsters? Why do they care? There are many reasons why your parents care. There are many reasons why your teachers care. I mean, have you ever seen a parent who throw his or her child into fire? I cannot imagine that. You cannot imagine that. And I don't think you have seen that before. I have never seen that before. I pray never to see that in the future. And I pray that you don't ever see that in the future. So when your parents, when your teachers advise you on situations like this, it is because they are doing that. First, they love you. They don't want you to fall into the trap, some of them have fallen in. But somehow they manage to come back. Not everyone comes back. Not everyone falls and picks himself up successfully. So, number one, they do that because they love you. When people don't love you, or when someone doesn't love you, they will care not, or they will care less about what you do. They will say, do whatever you want, and inshallah, you end up go to H, they will say. But your parents will never do that. The ones who love you around you will never do that. They will advise you. Different people will advise with a different approach. At the end of the day, pay attention to the message. That is number one. Number two, when they advise you, they are doing that because they want to save you from fire. They want to save you from fire. Not only they won't throw you in fire, they also want to save you from fire. The bad influence you get from others is fire. The bad company that influence negatively on your prayer is fire. The bad influence that cause you to develop bad traits is fire. So your parents, when they do that to save you from fire. In response to Allah's warning to them, when Allah said in the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara, وقودها الناس والحجارة عليها ملائكة غلاظ شداد لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. O you have believed, يا أيها الذين آمنوا, قوا أنفسكم, save yourself, safeguard yourself, protect yourselves, safeguard yourself first. وأهليكم, and your families. From what? Nara, from fire. That fire, وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةِ, the fuel of that fire is humans and stones. Humans like what? Like how? Humans, those who disobey Allah, those who have chosen to reject Allah, those who have chosen to reject the truth, those who have allowed themselves to be victims of any bad influence. عَلَيْهَا مَلَائِكَةٌ غِلَاظٌ شِدَادٌ. This fire is being guarded and taken care of by stern and fierce angels. لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم. They do not disobey Allah for whatever command He commands them to. ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. They promptly carry out whatever they are commanded to do. So two main reasons why, besides many other reasons, why your parents, your teachers, your loved ones, any caring adults out there will advise you to be mindful of certain things in life. Love for you. And also to save you from fire, as Allah has commanded them to save themselves and save you. Why will they save you? Why will they save themselves? Because Jannah, the paradise, is going to be boring without our loved ones. And you are our loved ones. So be mindful of who you interact with. Not only who you interact with, who you take as your besties at school. Be mindful of that. And take responsibility, because you can control that. Viruses, fever, flu, sore throat, it will come and go by Allah's will. It will come and go by Allah's will. But when you fall victim to peer pressure and misconduct and lose your faith and lose yourself, it may be undone, but there is a price to pay for that. May Allah safeguard us. I hope this helps and this benefits, inshallah ta'ala. Do let me know of anything that we can share with one another to remind one another and check on one another's blind spots and fulfill what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Remind, for indeed, reminder benefits the believing folks. When we remind, it's not because we know better. It is because we want to check on one another. When we remind, it's not because we are more religious whatsoever. No, it's because we just want to be together in Jannah, just like we are together. We are together today. Until the next video, I leave you in Allah's protection. See you and see you in Jannah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
ودمع الأسى كل حين يزيد فقد قلت في الآي لا تقنطوا وإن تعف عني فذا يوم عيد وإن تعف عني فذا يوم عيد